Hello, welcome to a new video, and this is currently being filmed on the 27th of December, but this is going to be the first video that you'll see in 2025. So, Happy New Year! I'm starting the year off with anticipated releases. Yes, I did mean to do this in December, as in post it in December. I forgot. I lost track with Disney getting engaged. It slipped my mind. But I'm here now. Better late than never. So I have a few. There's not a huge amount of books for me to give to you. There's a couple in January, a few in February, a few in March. And some are sequels. So, you know, it's fine. So let's dive in. On the 7th of January, we have Immortal by Sue Lynn Tan. I loved the Daughter of the Moon Goddess and its sequel, Heart of the Sun Warrior. I still need to read the novella or short stories. But this is a stunning standalone romantic fantasy filled with dangerous secrets, forbidden magic and passion of a young ruler who fights to protect her kingdom. Like, already sounds great. As the heir to Tianxia, Lian knows she must ascend the throne and renew her kingdom's pledge to serve the immortals who once protected them from a vicious enemy. But when she is poisoned, Lian's grandfather steals an enchanted lotus to save her life. Enraged at his betrayal, the immortal queen commands the powerful god of war to attack Tianxia. Upon her grandfather's death, Lian ascends the precarious throne, vowing to end her kingdom's obligation to the immortals. When she is summoned to the immortal realm, she seizes the opportunity to learn their secrets and to form a tenuous alliance to safeguard her people, all with the one she should fear and mistrust the most, the ruthless god of war. As they are drawn together, a treacherous attraction ignites between them, one she has to resist to not endanger all she is fighting for. But with darker forces closing in around them and her kingdom plunged into peril, Lian must risk everything to save her people from an unspeakable fate, even if it means forging a dangerous bond with the immortal, even if it means losing her heart. This sounds so good. This sounds like the sort of like romantic fantasy that I will really enjoy, and I know I like Sue Lynn Tan's writing, so I'm very excited for this one. And then the only other January release I have is Carving Shadows into Gold by Bridget Kemmerer, which is the 28th. Now, I can't actually tell you what this is about because it is the sequel to Forging Silver into Stars, which is a sequel series to The Cursebreakers. But I do actually have this on NetGalley, and I'll be reading it in January, and I am very excited to read it because I absolutely love The Cursebreakers world. So, yeah. And then on to February. So on the 4th of February is possibly my most anticipated read for 2025. And that is on the 4th of February. And it is Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. Or if you've been here for a while, Wet by Ali Hazelwood. I'm honestly so excited that Afterlights edition is going to have Wet on the cover, like underneath the cover, as a to pay homage to the original name of this book, which I'm still angry that they changed the name, but so is Ali Hazelwood, so it's fine. I share her pain. So this, a competitive diver and an ace swimmer jump into forbidden waters in this steamy college romance. Scarlett Vandermeer is swimming upstream, a junior at Stanford and a student athlete who specialises in platform diving. Scarlett prefers to keep her head down, concentrating on getting into med school and on recovering from the injury that almost ended her career. She has no time for relationships, at least that's what she tells herself. Swim captain, world champion, all-around aquatics golden boy, Lucas Blomqvist thrives on discipline. It's how he wins gold medals and breaks records, complete focus with every stroke. On the surface, Lucas and Scarlett have nothing in common, until a well-guarded secret slips out and everything changes. So they start an arrangement, and as the pressure leading to the Olympics heats up, so does their relationship. It was supposed to be just a temporary mutually satisfying fling, but when staying away from Lucas becomes impossible, Scarlett realises that her heart might be treading into dangerous water. I don't do sports romances. I liked Icebreaker. It didn't solely focus on sports though. I feel like this is going to more. However, it's Ali Hazelwood and I will read everything that woman writes. I read Omegaverse for her. So yeah, I'm excited for this. The next one, also on the 4th of February, is Dayton and Dragons by Christy Boyce. So this is technically a sequel to Dungeons and Drama, which I read in 2024 and absolutely adored. It was amazing. So I think this is one of those things where it's like a series of standalones that connect. So it's going to focus on Logan from the group, like the D&D campaign, and a new girl. So I'm very excited for this. I'm not going to read the blurb because I don't want to risk... I've not even read the blurb, even though I have read the first book, but I'm really excited for this one. Next up on the 11th, we have The Forest King's Daughter by Ellie Blake. It's an enemies to forbidden lovers romance. Once upon a time, among the blood-red trees of Thirstwood, a young forest princess became friends with a lonely demon boy. He gifted her an amber ring, a worthless trinket, or so he thought, because no sooner did he slide it onto her finger than the demon queen and forest king declared war. Years later, Cassia is a crucial force in her father's army, wielding her ring of light that can blind and disorientate hundreds of demons at a time. Then battle-hardened Zuru abducts her, planning to steal the ring back to fix his costly childhood mistake. Exhausted, terrified, and more than a little mistrusting, Cassia is forced to travel with Zuru to a place they both believed only existed in storybooks, one where their childhood friendship slowly rekindles into something much more. But it's only a matter of time before the war they've escaped comes for them and a hidden threat to forest folk and demons alike grows in the shadows. I loved the Frostblood trilogy, so I am insanely excited for this because I think this is going to be great. I love Ellie Blake's writing and I'm excited to see something else from her. Next up on the 13th of February is Dragon Riders of Raw by Jenny McLaughlin. I cannot tell you how excited I was when I found out there was going to be a 4th Raw book. I am not massively into middle grade anymore. However, the series that I have already started and loved and thought I had finished, I will read anything in those worlds. The Land of Raw, that whole trilogy was incredible. And I'm so excited to get more from this world because it was just such a fun time. So I can't tell you anything about it because this is book 4. But just know, if you've read that trilogy, there's a 4th book. And the final February book is on the 25th and it is The Dark Mirror by Samantha Shannon. I can't tell you anything about this other than it is the 5th book in the Bone Season series. I have already read it. It was amazing. I loved it. I think it might be my favourite in the series so far. And yeah, if you love the Bone Season series, book 5 is almost out. And then we move on to March. So on the 4th, we have Love Points to You by Alice Lynn. It's YA, but it's sapphic. So it's got a swooning romance between driven, practical Linda Fan and her rich, arrogant classmate Angela Wu. When Angela offers Lydia the chance to design characters for her Ottoman game, Linda discovers things she never knew about herself or her heart. Love is an art. 16-year-old Linda Fan has the skills and the drive to get into her Rhode Island School of Design, but not the money. Her parents are too busy paying for her stepsister's violin lessons to help Linda get into art school. So when her rich and arrogant classmate Angela Wu offers to hire Linda as a gay character designer for an Ottoman game, a love story-based video game, she jumps at the opportunity. Linda isn't exactly a romantic, but in pursuit of her dreams, she discovers things she never knew about herself while also finding love with every heart she draws. This sounds really cute. It's sapphic. I'm excited for this. And then also on the 4th, we have The Rag Picker King by Cassandra Clare. Again, I can't tell you much about this because it is a sequel. So this is the 2nd book in the Chronicles of Castellane series, which is obviously the 1st book is Swordcatcher. It is Cassie's adult fantasy series that has nothing to do with Shadowhunters, nothing whatsoever. I've read Swordcatcher twice now. Absolutely love it. I cannot wait for this to come out. I'm so excited. But I can't tell you anything about it. And then also on the 4th of March, we have Fable for the End of the World by Ava Reid. So just the opening tagline of this already had me sold. The Last of Us meets The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes in this standalone dystopian romance about survival, sacrifice, and love that risks everything. I mean, you had me at The Last of Us. Nearly lost me at The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. But then you brought it back. By encouraging massive accumulations of debt from its underclass. A single corporation, Kairos, controls all aspects of society. Anissa lives with her brother in a half-sunken town where they scrape by running a taxidermy shop. Unbeknownst to Anissa, their cruel and indolent mother had accrued an enormous debt, enough to qualify one of her children for Kairos's live-streamed assassination spectacle, the Lamb's Gauntlet. Milano is a Kairos assassin, trained to track and kill the sacrificial lambs. The product of neural reconditioning and sociological alteration, she is a living weapon, known for her cold brutality and deadly beauty. She has never failed to assassinate one of her marks. When Anissa learns that her mother has offered her as a sacrifice, at first she despairs. The gauntlet is always a bloodbath for the impoverished debtors. But she's had years of practice surviving in the apocalyptic wastes, and with the help of her hunting brother, she might stand a chance of staying alive. For Milano, this is a game she can't afford to lose. Despite her reputation for mercilessness, she is haunted by painful flashbacks. After her last gauntlet, where she broke down on livestream, she desperately needs redemption. As Mel pursues Anissa across the wasteland, both girls begin to question everything. Anissa wonders if there's more to life than survival, while Mel wonders if she's capable of more than killing. And both wonder if, against all odds, they might be falling in love. It's sapphic and dystopian. Like, yeah, I'm here for this one. And then the final 4th of March book is Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. And can we appreciate The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue meets This Is How You Lose the Time War. Like, if that's not a bit of me. They've loved each other in 1,000 lifetimes. They've killed each other in every one. Evelyn remembers all her past lives. She also remembers that in every single one, she's been murdered before her 18th birthday by Arden, a supernatural being whose soul and survival is tethered to hers. The problem is that she's quite fond of the life she's in now, and her little sister needs her for bone marrow transplants in order to stay alive. If Evelyn wants to save her sister, she'll have to 1. Find the centuries-old devil who haunts her through each life before they find her first. 2. Figure out why she's being hunted and finally break their curse. 3. Try not to fall in love. I have the e-arc for this, and I'm going to try and get to it in January because I need this book. This just sounds like a bit of me, and I'm so excited. Next up, we move on to the 20th of March, and it is Tea You at the Altar by Rebecca Thorne. Again, I can't tell you much about this. It is the 3rd book in the Tomes and Tea series. The 1st book being Can't Spell Treason Without Tea. 2nd book being A Pirate's Life for Tea. I am loving this series. It very, very quickly became one of my new favourite series ever, and I'm so excited to get book 3. You can't even understand. And then the final book on this list is on the 25th of March, and it is If I Dig You by Colby Wilkins. So I think this may be sapphic friends to lovers, which I'm here for. A female-female adventure romance where the only thing trickier than finding gold is understanding what's in your best friend's heart. Archaeologists Isadora Ross and Louise Morgenstern have been best friends for 16 years, but ever since Lou went back on a promise, broke off her toxic engagement and took a once-in-a-lifetime job on a dig in Turkey, leaving Izzy behind, their relationship has been teetering on a precipice. Lou's been back a year and Izzy's avoiding her, struggling with her resentment and unrequited romantic feelings. She throws herself even further into her never-ending search for her mum, who went missing on a research trip in the mountains 14 years ago. But when Izzy unearths an old journal of her mum's indicating that the legends of the lost Cherokee gold were more than legends, she and Louise are kidnapped for a wealthy private collector who's also been searching for it. They are forced to work together. After escaping, all they have is a half-empty pack of supplies they stole from their camp, a broken compass, the clothes on their back, and each other. Now they must navigate not only the complicated feelings between them, but also predators, the weather, and even the dark as they race through the mountains. Izzy will have to decode her mum's map in order to find the gold and get them out alive. And then it's got, if Colby Wilkins' thrilling friends to lovers adventure romance, If I Dig You, there's no place better for getting dirty than the woods. Sapphic friends to lovers? I'm so excited for this. It sounds really good. So yeah, they are my anticipated releases for January, February and March 2025. I can't believe we are heading into starting 2025. It's gone so quick, but I'm really excited for these books, and I have quite a few anticipated releases throughout the year. So these videos are going to be fun to do over the next few months. Let me know in the comments below if there's any books coming out in January to March that you are interested in, that you have on your radar. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.